Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel. And welcome back to another episode of the Chicago Cubs Legends Fantasy Draft Series here on MLB The Show 25. We enter our first ever off season of this franchise. We've done the work to free up a lot of money. Now you may be wondering, Juice, there's a lot of money you paid back. And yeah, we did re-sign a lot of guys in the last episode to max extensions, and we got a lot of guys back like A-Rod and Craig Biggio and Bryce Harper and Gary Carter. We signed all these guys again. We haven't made the decision on Curtis Granderson, and I think we're going to make the decision to either trade him or let him go. I'm not 100% sure. If we have to trade him, then we'll have to sign him and then trade him. But I haven't figured out what we want to do with him yet. That's probably the path that we'll take, but I'm not for sure just yet. We've got Bo Jackson on a new contract. Curt Schilling's on a new contract. Andrew Miller's on a new contract. We paid a lot of people, so I'm excited to get to this offseason because as the Cardinals beat the A's in the World Series, which is just a crazy World Series, by the way. But I'm excited to get to this offseason because this is the first offseason of the series. This is where we really change the team. Historically, in my Legends series, the first offseason is where we really make the most impact. But this offseason is different. We went through my first ever MLB The Show 25 offseason in the A's video that just got released recently on the channel. That was the first time I've ever gone through the updated new version of free agency where you have the top 3 interested people and you got to put in offers and all that kind of stuff. It's not like the old school from the past years. And I talked about in that video how I'm probably more of a fan of the old way of doing it than the new way that they added in. Just because now I can't offer anybody and everybody. I have to pick 3 certain people, and then they have to have interest in me. And it's a whole deal. It makes it a lot more complicated, and I'm not as big of a fan of it as I thought I might be going into it. So it's kind of frustrating as some big name players get retired, and Clayton Kershaw and Max Scherzer go into the Hall of Fame. Good for them. But I'm not as excited about the offseason because I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring in as many guys as I might want to bring in. Now, thankfully for us, we don't have a lot of guys on our coaching staff that are either out of contract or anything, but they do have C potential or C attribute grades. We might need to bring in some new guys. Let's fire our hitting coach, Dustin Kelly. He's getting fired. Tommy, are you getting fired? -3 hit per 9, or home run per 9 is a little bit concerning. I'm gonna fire you. We're gonna keep -3 durability is not the worst thing in the world, I guess. I mean, I know it could get injured. We're gonna fire this dude. It could get a little crazy. I'm gonna keep Craig Counsell, I think. -1 contact, -2 fielding is not the worst, so we'll keep that around. We need 70 years old. Wow. We need to go for a guy like Jason Hunt, who has +2 power, contact, and clutch, and the -1 drag bunting does not affect us at all. So I'm going to make an offer on him to be our hitting coach. We're going to offer him $5 million over 3 years. He should accept that. We need a pitching coach, right? Yes, we need a pitching coach, third base coach, and a farm director. So pitching coach, Luis De La Cruz, +3 K per 9 is really nice. The -2 stamina probably doesn't affect us that much. There's Michael Seda, who was just our farm director. I think I might go for the -2 stamina because that's not going to really matter all that much, I don't think. So we'll give him 4.5 over 3 years. Then we need a third base coach. And it could be Kevin Cash. Very well could because the +2 speed. So let's go offer Kevin Cash. Seems kind of funny to offer him a third base coaching job instead of like a manager job, but that might be pretty fun to work with. And then we need a farm director, and it might as well be Dave Roberts. I mean, he gives us +2 and +3s to a very important positions, and we might have to pay him even more than I would want because he's not going to really accept, I don't think, if we don't pay him more. So let's give him like $2 million a year and see if he accepts that. That's a little bit expensive, I understand, but Dave Roberts gives us a lot of stuff. Kevin Cash is now our third base coach. That's pretty huge. Dave Roberts, see, this is what I was talking about. The Reds come in. They fired Tito already? We got De La Cruz. We got Jason Hunt as well. But the Reds already fired their big dog Teddy? I guess, because we don't get him. I paid him. I mean, I offered him 4 years, $8 million, and he didn't accept it. So I guess there's not much else I can do. He wanted to be a manager, not a farm director. But we get Kevin Cash, which is huge. We get Braden Dea, or we had Braden Dea. We get Luis De La Cruz. We get Jason Hunt. So now we just need a farm director. We could go after AJ Hinch, but it looks like he wants to be a manager. All these guys want to be managers. But this guy, Drew Michael, could be interesting. He's only 52. Jose Fernandez gives us +2 clutch, which could end up being, no pun intended, clutch. I think I might go for him. Let's offer Jose Fernandez a $4.5 million deal, and he should accept his job as the farm director. No, he's going to be the Mariners farm director. Wow, we are striking out on farm directors. Nobody wants to come be the farm director for us? I guess not. Ethan Gordon has -1 speed. That's not the end of the world. +3 bunting does nothing for me. +2 clutch again, but he had blocking. +3 blocking. That does nothing for me either. This guy's got a great mustache. -1 fielding, but the +3, like drag bunting and bunting do nothing for me. -1 walks per 9. Bunting again. Pitching clutch. Home runs per 9, play vision. I guess this is the guy that we go for. We go for Chris Feliz. We go $3.5 million over 3 years, and hopefully accepts that. Exclusive free agents. Nick Martinez make an offer. We can always trade him, I guess. We'll offer him a contract and possibly trade him this offseason. And then we'll get some cheaper deals like Trevor Gott. We'll bring back on like a $4.5 million. That's nothing really. Nolan Ryan, we could tender him, I guess, but we'll just offer him $850K. It's not that big of a deal. We'll offer Ben Gamel 3.5 over 4. We can always trade that contract. Matt Barnes, we can always trade this. All these guys are just bodies to bring back to fill out the roster unless we need to trade them. That's all these qualifying offers are going to be. Tyler Rogers, I want to bring him back, so we're going to offer him a 2-year deal because he might actually stay on the roster. Fielder is a possible trade piece, so we'll offer him a contract but possibly trade him. Matt Strahm is the same kind of deal. We could just tender the qualifying offer, but it's just easier to get him on a long-term deal. Because, I mean, look at this qualifying offer, $37 million for 1 season. That's a little bit of a hefty price for the Grandy, man. I will say that. 27. We get him a little bit cheaper than what his qualifying offer is. We're going to offer this, and then we're going to trade him. That's going to be a sign and trade for Curtis Granderson. And we will move to free agency. Is it open? It's not open just yet, but most of the guys accepted their offers. We're still waiting on the farm director. Today's last day to offer free agent contracts. Okay, perfect. Are we still waiting on the farm director? Where's he at? I don't know. I guess we'll never have a farm director. Who cares? I guess where's my coach contracts? Coach contracts. Here we are. We're still waiting on a farm director. He still hasn't decided. Chris Feliz, still waiting. All right. Can I look at my scouts? Coach, can I see my scouts just yet? I don't think I can see that in the offseason. All right. So here's the big deal. Free agency. Our 3 priorities. See, but in old days, I would go after a bunch of different people. But in this, I can only go after 3 at the start. I mean, I can obviously go after more. But at the start, I can only go after 3. Our team was not very good this year. So I think Roger Clemens makes the most sense to be priority number 1. Priority number 2 could be Pedro. I wouldn't mind it. I do like Pedro. There's a lot of good bullpen arms. I mean, Bob Feller's only 22. Pettit's only 25. There's some good closers available. There's some great catchers available. Let me take a look at the team. Let me take a look at the team real quick. So, starting pitch, let me look at it the way in the lineup and stuff. So, what's the position that's missing here? Oh, it's center field with Granderson, that's right. So, right now, John Kenzie, I guess, will fill it. That's fine. We'll obviously replace him when we get a new center fielder. But if we take a look at this, second base for right now is filled by Craig Biggio. DH needs somebody. It's not going to be Joseph Ortiz. Left field's taken by Bo Jackson for right now. It's probably going to stay that way for a while. Jose Bautista's filling the right field spot. Bryce Harper's got first base for now. A-Rod's locking down third base. And then everything below third base is open. So there's a lot of positions that are open. The only guaranteed positions that are going to be on this roster for a couple of years is A-Rod at third, Bo Jackson at left, and probably Craig Biggio at second. Even Jose Bautista could get moved. So those are probably the only ones that at the start right now that are solidified. Everything else can get changed. And then as for pitching, we already put Roger Clemens on here. We're going to try to go hard for Roger Clemens. Him and Kurt Schilling would be a nice 1-2 punch. We need to add a third starting pitcher, I think. That'd be pretty nice. We do have to offer salary arbitration and tender contracts and all that kind of stuff as well. So we have to have money for all of that. We got to be careful. But if we go to second base, we said that was locked in. There's not really anybody else here that I'd take over Biggio, except for maybe Soriano, because I do, for some reason, hit very well with Alfonso Soriano in these series. At third base, we said we locked it down with A-Rod, and there's nobody here that I'd take over A-Rod. Shortstop is a position that I could certainly see upgrading, and you've got a guy like Cal Ripken Jr. here. Could be an option. Certainly. Jose Reyes could be an upgrade. How did he perform last year? He had 16 home runs, hit 259. How many stolen bases? Only 26 stolen bases. Slugging 424, OPS of 755. He played pretty well. Jose Reyes I could certainly see as an addition to this team. In left field, we have Bo Jackson. So we're not looking to immediately upgrade left field. Center field, obviously, we're looking to upgrade because we're trying to trade Curtis Granderson. And if we find a center fielder in free agency, then we can trade Granderson for something else. We don't have to trade him just straight up for a center fielder. And I'm obviously looking at a guy like Ken Griffey Jr. Is this the other Ken? This is the older Ken Griffey Jr. Okay. Because as you guys know, I've talked about this plenty of times. Ken Griffey Jr. is probably my favorite baseball player of all time. Torrey Hunter doesn't simulate very well. It doesn't look like his clutch is not great. His vision and discipline is not great. His contact's pretty solid, but his power is not amazing. I'm probably going to put Griffey on here as a priority. And then in right field, we've gone down the Tony Gwynn route before. He's a great leadoff man, but we're not going to go after him. Gary Sheffield at 316 last year? That seems kind of insane. We know how good Hank Aaron can do in these sims, because he's just a freak, obviously. He's Hank Aaron. And he's only 24. That might not be a bad idea, but he's going to be very expensive. What's he asking for? 11 years, 41.9 per year. We don't have that much money. I did see Manny down here. This is Manny Ramirez, 28 years old. I think this is the other. I think there's two Mannys in this sim. So I think this is the other one. Who's another player that we could go after? Todd Helton I've never had. That might be fun. I've never had a Todd Helton in any of my Legends series. That could be pretty fun, but is he going to be good outside of Coors? I mean, he played in Cleveland. He had 33 home runs, so I guess he is good outside of Coors. Obviously, Frank the Tank. Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. I mean, that'd be fun. We've had him in plenty of different series before. There's Vladdy Jr. Ryan Howard's cool. There's the other Prince fielder, the other one that we don't have. He hit 31 bombs. How many did Howard hit? 43. I might go Ryan Howard. Carlos Delgado would be kind of cool. I've had him in a series before. Rafael Palmeiro hit 37. I mean, this is where the home runs are right here, this first baseman. There's the other Mark McGwire, the old one. He hit 35. I'm kind of leaning either Todd Helton or Ryan Howard, if I'm being honest. I'm kind of leaning either one of those guys. At catcher, I mean, there's some great catchers available. I don't know who I want out of them. Man, they really ruined Josh Gibson, didn't they? Or maybe they made him how he actually is. Who knows? Starting pitchers other than our guy, Raj. We've had Yohan Santana before. We've had D-Train before. We've had Greg Maddux. We've had Fernando Valenzuela. He never really sims very well for me. Roy Halladay, I think I've had before. Vita Blue, I'm always a big Vita Blue guy. And then Pedro. Who's this third guy going to be? I did say I wanted to add another starting pitcher, including Raj, but I'm kind of leaning towards a first baseman, actually. Either Todd Helton or Ryan Howard. I'm kind of leaning towards Ryan Howard, actually. I don't know why, but I'm kind of leaning towards Ryan. I hope that this is the 3 guys that we can get with the money that we have, including all the other money that we have to spend everywhere. We might not be able to get all 3 of them. It's going to be a little bit tricky. But I think I'm going to... I probably should fill this out, shouldn't I? We need to put starting pitcher on here because that boosts the motivation. We need to put first base on here. And we need to put center field on here because that boosts all their motivations up after the guys that we're going after. So, and then team needs, we need lefty bat. That boosts those 2 guys up. We need right-handed pitching. That boosts them up. So we just need to add those potential boosts just to give us that little bit of extra motivation, a little bit of percentage boost. So we'll lock in those changes. Now we need to go and spend some money on renewable contracts. Now, this is going to take me a little bit to get all these contracts renewed, so I'm going to go and do this now off camera, along without salary arbitration. It won't take me as long as to do this. But I'm going to do all that, and I will catch you guys on the flip. Flip? Okay, so tender contracts are all finished. Salary arbitration has been offered. We went through all that. So I think it's time to get moving on into the first part of free agency here and see what happens. We're still waiting on the farm director, by the way. And then on cue, Chris Feliz has accepted the farm director job, so our entire coaching staff has now been filled. Today's the day to offer contracts to free agents. I guess it's time to see if we have any interest in these guys. Free agency. Willie Mays. Willie Mays here. He's the number 1 free agent in the class, but the Cardinals are going after him. I am not interested in Willie Mays. 56% on Roger Clemens. We can offer him a contract right now, which is huge. Ken Griffey Jr. is at 30%, and then Ryan Howard's at 19%. We don't know for sure who's going after Ryan Howard, though. We know a few teams going after Griff. Let's offer a contract right away to Raj. I'm going to offer him the max, obviously. I can offer him a 9-year, $55 million per year deal. That's an insane contract. Actually, I'm going to drop it down to 8 years. That's up to 67%. Please accept this. The signing will include a competitive balance tax. This tax will also be deducted from your offseason budget. That probably means I lose a draft pick. You just made the first competitive offer to this top 25 free agent. 5% motivation. That's huge. He's already at 61. I wonder if that moves up to like 66 now or something. We can't offer anybody else just yet. All right, $55 million over 8 years is a crazy contract to offer. We'll see what happens. Geronimo Lopez traded from the Reds to the White Sox for Babe Ruth. So just 2 21-year-olds getting flipped for each other. All right. Contract decision incoming. This is Raj. Come on, Raj. Accept the deal. Come play for the Cubs. No, it's a phone call. That's not a good sign. The offer isn't quite right yet. Okay, he didn't choose, though. Let's keep working to finalize the deal. Maybe next time. Okay, I've never seen that before. So that means he didn't sign a new contract with somebody, but he just didn't want ours. I can work with that. Is it going to tell me what he actually wants, though? Ryan Sandberg wants to go to the White Sox. You can. We're getting closer on these guys, I guess. So he wants 70. Do I just give him what he wants? 7 years, 44 mil? Or do I bump it up a little bit more? Maybe we bump it up to like 52.36. That gets it to 75%. Maybe there was too many years. Maybe he didn't want He didn't want 8 years. He wanted 7 years. So we'll give him that contract. It's a little bit cheaper on our end, which I guess is nice. But we'll see what happens. Walter Jenkins traded from the Royals to the Diamondbacks for Marcelo Meyer. And Austin Riley traded from the White Sox to the Royals for 3 prospects, including Kumar Rocker. Another day to set 40-man rosters. I think our 40-man's pretty much set. Although we have a lot of room. We have 36 guys on the 40-man. Do I need... Or 34 guys on the 40-man. Do I need to put anybody on the 40-man? Who's on here? Who's in this team? Here's all our draft picks, I think. Yeah, we didn't hit anybody good, did we? Who's in AA that isn't... Or that I want on the 40-man? Is there anybody? Probably not. I mean, nobody on here is that good. What about AAA? Gary Carter's at AAA for some reason? Why is he at AAA? Move to the majors. Chase Petty, probably should have him on the 40-man just in case. I'd rather not lose him. Campbell is on the 40-man. Chase Burns, definitely don't want to lose him. I don't know if they will lose him, but just keep him on the 40-man just in case. Kevin McGonigle? I don't know how to say that name. I don't care if you get taken. I guess I kind of be upset. Bryce Eldridge. Do I want Bryce Eldridge? Yeah, I probably should have him on the 40 man. I don't want him to get grabbed by somebody. Everybody else can pretty much get taken in the Rule 5 draft if they want to. It doesn't mean they're going to. But if they want to grab them, they can. Willie Mays, he does accept that Cardinals offer. 10 years, $431 million for the number one free agent in the class. Last day to offer arbitration. We have already done that for everybody. And a contract decision incoming. Come on, Roger. Come on. We gave you more closely to what your demands were. Show me the contract in the pen. It's a phone call again. No, Roger, don't do this to me. No, he still hasn't signed with anybody yet. What do I have to do? Oh my God, what do I have to do to get Roger Clemens? Today's the day to offer free agents. Fernando Valenzuela, I don't want. We're up to 40% on Ken Griffey Jr. He's up to 73% motivation. Do I just have to give him exactly what he wants? 7 years, $44 million per year? I guess we try that. We just give him exactly what he wants. 7 years, $44 million. I could have boosted up his motivation to sign even more, but I mean, we've tried that before, and he rejected both contracts. So maybe it's okay. Here we go. Third time's the charm. We gave him exactly what he asked for. So if he doesn't accept this, then I'm at a loss. That's the pen. That's the contract. I think he signed it. Yes! Roger Clemens, 7 years, $44 million. We got a free agent. Sign a top 10 free agent from your free agency big board. Yes, baby. We got a new starter. And it's actually cheaper than what we were originally going to pay him. So I guess that works out in the end. So our new pitching staff includes Roger Clemens and Curt Schilling. And obviously Raj is going to be the starter of the number one. Okay. That's actually really, really massive. That's a really, really big addition. I love that a lot. Okay. So with that being added, we can now, Satchel Paige, we can now work on these two guys. So it looks like since Griffey and Ryan Howard are still here, none of the teams going after them. No one's even going after Ryan Howard. It says there's no rumors of talking to other teams. But the Guardians and the Pirates are thinking about Ken Griffey Jr., but their motivation must not be that high because he hasn't signed yet. So we can, in theory, add another player here if we have the money to do so. And I might want to go after a bullpen arm just to kind of help this team. I did kind of look at, what did I want to say? I did decline Satchel Paige. Maybe I should change that. Maybe I should go after Satchel. Because Satchel's a very good pitcher. But then Billy Wagner's here. And Billy had 42 saves. I love Billy Wagner, man. He's one of my favorite bullpen arms. Andy Pettitte, 25 years old. How do I pass up Andy Pettitte in the bullpen, though? I think I'm going to toss Andy Pettitte on there and go for a bullpen arm. And we're going to change our positional needs from starter to the... How do I go to the bullpen? Oh, here we go. And we'll put that in the motivation slot. We'll change it to lefty. Hopefully that helps out a little bit. Pedro. This has got to be the... Yeah, I was going to say this has got to be the young Pedro because the other one was in free agency. And this one is traded from the Guardians to the A's for two random players. All right, whatever. Didn't take too much to get the young Pedro. And the A's were just in the World Series, so I guess they're getting a little bit better. Today's the day to offer contracts. We should be able to offer Griffey now. Here's the real Pedro, the other Pedro. The Cardinals want to go after him. I don't have any room on my big board. I don't think I can... In order to add Pedro, you get targeted free agents list, you have to remove an existing player. I guess I could remove Andy Pettitte. But I don't think we have enough money to pay Pedro as well. We can finally offer Ken Griffey Jr. That's nice. All right, so do you think he's going to be as stingy with his contract as Roger was? I'll offer him $45.7 for 10 years. It's the same amount of years, and I'm giving him a little bit more money. He'd be crazy to not want even more money. It's the same amount of years. It's not like we're trying to lock him up for even longer than he wants. Sandy Koufax signs a 9-year, $478 million deal with the Orioles. And Griffey's contract decision is here. He chose the Pirates. No! Griffey! They offered 12 years. Oh, I hate it here. I absolutely hate it here. We have the 4th best odds here in the draft lottery for the number 1 pick. In the A's series, we jumped from, I think it was either 4 or 5, all the way up to number 2. Or the Angels, not the A's. In the Angels series. Will we be able to jump up from number 4 to number 1 or number 2 in this Cubs series? That'd be pretty cool. Anything in the top 5 is going to be really just icing on the cake for this series. It's top 3. We get the 3rd overall pick. I'm okay with that. The 3rd overall pick's great. I can work with the 3rd overall pick. Griffey's choosing the Pirates on a 12-year deal is frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. Curtis Granderson, I thought we signed you already. You didn't sign your contract? Didn't I offer you a contract? What the heck? I could have sworn I offered you a contract. I mean, we need somebody at this point. We can always trade him. It's not that expensive. We can always trade him. But we can't even offer Ryan Howard yet. Pedro's still available. Todd Helton's still available. We don't need... Well, we do need somebody to play DH. And we need to fill out a center fielder if we don't get Griffey. Well, we're not going to get Griffey. But we're going after Granderson. We can always trade him for a center fielder, I guess. Right field, Sheffield's still available. Hank Aaron is still available. He's asking for 41. We can't go after another guy that wants over 40 million, I don't think. I think that's a little bit out of reach. A guy asking for 30 is probably reasonable, like Jose Reyes probably. Soriano's asking for 30. These guys are asking for so much money, man. We do need somebody to play DH. That is for sure. Soriano could play second for us, and then I don't even know. There's so many people that I want. I want a lot of these different guys. I want Jose Reyes. I think I'm going to add Jose Reyes, and we're going to switch it to, he's a righty, so we're going to switch that to from center field, oops, if I can get there, to shortstop, and then right-handed bats. Oops. Oh, we can't switch it to right-handed bats because we have lefty Ryan Howard. Okay, we'll just keep it. Actually, you know what? We don't need the boost for Ryan Howard anymore. We'll keep it on righties because he's already at 46%. It's going to go up naturally, so. All right, we'll see what happens there. Man, Griffey signed with the Pirates is brutal. Tanner Scott traded from the Marlins to the Rays for a couple of jabronis. It's time for the Rule 5 draft. I wouldn't expect to see anybody here. Are we going to pick anybody? Probably not because these guys had to play in the bigs the whole year. So it's probably Tristan McKenzie, actually. 28 years old, 74. I can't justify that. I don't think I'm going to sign him. There's some fun names in here, but they have to play at the big league level, and I can't commit to that with the team that we're putting together. So we're going to auto-draft and not take anybody. And here's Curtis Granderson's contract decision. He's coming back. Granderson, 7-year deal. So we have a center fielder in case we choose not to trade him. We at least have a center fielder now. What's the budget looking like? We're at $48 million. We're paying, oh my God, we're paying so much money. But that's by design. We were supposed to do this. We were absolutely supposed to do this. Okay, so we probably only have enough money to pay one of these two guys, I would think. Although Pettit's not asking for that much. We might be able to squeeze it. Probably won't have enough money to get Jose then. Let's offer Ryan Howard a contract. 7 years, 26. I'll go 7 years, 27. We'll offer him a contract. He'll either play first base or DH, either one. Because we have Bryce Harper, so I guess he's probably going to DH. Lock in the changes. And maybe now that we have Granderson on contract, we might be able to send him away. Nope, June 15th. Okay. That's good to know. Gary Carter's available to trade. Everybody, I think, would be available to trade, except for obviously the guys we just signed. A-Rod, Jose Batista. Jose's losing a little bit of value. Maybe we got to get rid of him before he loses all his value. Ichiro, I want you, Ichiro. How do I get you? I can't even get you with, if I put all three of these guys together, I'd have to give up Bo Jackson, A-Rod, and Jose Bautista to get Ichiro. I want Ichiro so bad. Why does he have to be on a 10-year contract for pennies? That's not fair. I didn't get to make the contracts. That's not a fair contract. Sammy Sosa can't be traded. He just signed a new deal. Judge is kind of cool, but I don't think he's worth it. Jose Canseco. Yeah, now we're talking. That's a right fielder I want on my squad. But he's going to have a lot of crazy good value. What are the suggested trades for him? Him and Bo Jackson. Yeah, you're dreaming there, Colorado. You're absolutely dreaming sweet dreams. Sweet dreams are made of these. There's got to be another combination of people. I mean, come on. You can't be that stingy that you only want Bo Jackson. I mean, come on. I got rookies. I got young prospects. Oh, I can't give you Bo. I can't. I simply can't give you Bo. They're ruining all the fun by not letting me get the fun players. And I think Jose just signed a new contract, didn't he? Oh no, he's on renewable contracts and arbitration. So he's got a lot of years left before he hits free agency, unfortunately. Why does Joey Batista not have a lot of value, man? Because he's 30, I guess? That's the Manny I was thinking of. This is the Manny Ramirez I was thinking of. Can't trade him. He just signed a new deal. Ricky Henderson. That speed honestly should be a little faster. He just signed a new deal. There's Barry Bonds. He's going to be almost impossible to get. Really? You're really doing this to me? You're going to make me not be able to trade for the guys that I want to trade for? Whatever. We're going after Howard. We'll see if he signs it. Here's it is. He's going to come to the team. Ryan Howard has accepted his contract. He will most likely be the DH for us for this upcoming season. At least with $15 million. We might be able to get Andy Pettitte out of that. I don't know for sure. So Grandy's going to come in and play center field for now until we can trade him. At the deadline, probably. First base is going to be, or DH is going to be Ryan Howard. He's good against both righties and lefties power-wise, so he's going to play there. And then obviously Gary Carter's going to come in and play catcher over Travis d'Arnaud. There we go. All right, so the team's looking a lot better at the lineup. We just need Anthony Volpe to not be the shortstop, and we are looking pretty good. And then we already know what our rotation's looking like. But if we can add Andy Pettitte to this bullpen, I'd be a lot happier with the way that it looks, because it doesn't look great right now. Today's the day to offer contracts. Garrett Cole. I don't think we're going to have the money. Due to budgetary constraints, Jose Reyes will be removed from the big board. Well, thanks for that. We can't offer... So all our recommended guys are the guys that we can offer. So who's here that we can offer? We can go after Garrett Cole, who they just told us about. Ubaldo could be fun. I didn't even think about Ubaldo. He's a new addition, isn't he? That could be pretty fun. He only pitched in 126 innings this year. Ooh, he was so good on the Rockies for like one season. This 2010, he was so good there. Ubaldo could be real fun. I remember back in the day, I made a Road to the Show before Ubaldo was like a big name. I made a Road to the Show with him. It probably was, because what, MLB The Show comes in like 2007. It was probably around 2007 to 2009 is probably when I made the Road to the Show with Ubaldo, because I was just a big fan of him. I think I got drafted by the Orioles. Those were the days. We can still afford Billy Wagner, but, I mean, this is all considering we don't sign Andy Pettitte, who we're trying to go after, so he's a righty relief pitcher, so we'll take off shortstop, we'll take off first base, relief pitcher, right-hander, power pitcher. Oh, that works. Power pitcher. So we'll do that for the motivations. Except we'll add the extra boost because nothing using right-handed doesn't boost Ubaldo. So we'll do left-handed pitcher to boost Andy Pettitte for an extra 2%. And maybe that'll work. Although, look at our team now. We're number one in a lot of spots. We're green in a lot of spots, I guess. But shortstop's still not green. We're trying to work on that bullpen. We should be able to offer a contract to Pettitte now. Eric Gagne. Ooh, let's add him to the big board. Just in case. Just in case. But we can offer Andy Pettitte a contract now. We're not going to have much money after this. But I will offer him a contract and see if he'll sign it. Because I want to add him to the bullpen. I certainly do. So what's going to happen? He is ready to sign, please. Wow, he declines the contract. Eddie Murray goes to the Astros on a big deal. Joe Morgan to the Mets. He declines my contract? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, I guess we'll ump the money a little bit more. We'll go like 14.8 or 0.08. And hopefully he chooses that as a good contract. Hank Aaron chooses the Rangers 9-year deal. Everybody's signing so much expensive contracts. Andy Pettitte joins the bullpen. That is the last of our money. That is the last of our money. But the bullpen I do feel a little bit more confident in now with Tyler Rogers, old Nolan Ryan. We've got Birdsong is probably going to go down to the minors now. Strom and Munoz and Andrew Miller, so I feel a little bit better with the bullpen. I'd still like Ubaldo, but oh, that's right, we have to be able to afford these freaking arbitration deals. I forgot about that. All right, well we gotta trade somebody to be able to afford those contracts. So Ha-Seong Kim is probably gonna get traded. No, Travis d'Arnaud is getting traded. That's who's getting traded. $6 million. Are you kidding me, Travis? Are you jerking me right now? What are you doing? Who are we going to trade him for, though? Probably just a couple of catcher prospects. If I can get 2 prospects for the price of 1, that'd be pretty good. Dalton Rushing. Do I want Dalton Rushing? Probably not. Who is a guy that I want on my team? Carter Jensen? Possibly. Kyle Teal? Now we're talking. But you have to renew his contract. Maybe we offer him a deal. We throw in McCarty, maybe? Oh, no, we throw in Brian Rincon, and we get Kyle Teal back. So we save a little bit of money there. We'll have to renew his contract, but we at least do that. Hector Neris is making 1.5. This guy's making 1. Oh, I was going to say, we must have offered him arbitration or something. Crochet, Bersong. Okay, so nobody's making obscene amount of money down here except for this guy, 800K. Who the heck are you? In right field, nobody's making offensive money. We need a better center field option other than Granderson. We don't have a lot of depth, if you didn't know. And then we got Ha-Seong Kim, who's not going to really have... Does he have any value? He actually does have a little bit of value. Can I find somebody in the outfield as a better backup option? Evan Carter? Evan Carter would be a better backup option. He's a little bit cheaper. And I could just toss in, I don't even know. I could toss in DJ Gladney, and that gets it across. So we do that. We get a better center field backup. And we lose a little bit of depth in the infield. But it's okay. Because we get even more money opened up. So now we have enough money to be able to afford those arbitration deals. Which is nice. We have 41 on the 40-man. Oops. Probably have a bum on there, though. Like Forrest Wall. Get off of here, big dog. Who do you think you are? Same thing with Jason DeLay. Get off my 40-man roster. Same thing with Jacob Melton. Get off my 40-man roster. You bum. You bum. Kyle Teal is going to go to AAA. Trevor Gott is going to get off my 40-man roster. I knew we had a bunch of bums on here. I'll take you off. Oh, I can't remove you off. Okay. Let's keep moving. Babe Ruth goes to the Yankees. Look at that. It was written in the stars. Johnny Bench with the Padres. Another day to sign free agents. Jordan Zimmerman. Due to budgetary constraints, Eric Gagne will be removed. Well, thanks for that. Pedro's still not signed anywhere. It's kind of crazy. The recommended free agents, the amount of people we can afford is just these three guys. That's kind of funny. I guess we could be in on Jordan Zimmerman, maybe. 35 saves last year. I could add him to the board. If we can offer a little contract to Ubaldo, maybe? Possibly. Is that going to hurt our money if we do that? Ubaldo chooses. He chooses to sign. We get Ubaldo. All right. So how much money does that leave us? Due to budgetary constraints, Zimmerman's not on there. We have nobody. We have negative money. Okay, so we can't afford anybody, which is not good. That means bad things are going to happen. It means we can't afford our arbitration deals. So we got to dump some money somewhere. Who that money is going to be, I don't know. We're going to have to trade for nobody. So who we got to dump? We got to dump somebody. It's probably going to have to be Matt Strom. I can't do that. It's probably going to have to be Hector Neris. That's the only guy we can afford to dump. But what do we get back for him? I don't know. Maybe like a second base prospect that makes nothing. Who's the second base prospect that makes no money? That also I don't mind having on the team. Ooh, another Cespedes brother? Or relative? Tamar Johnson? That could be pretty fun. But he's going to be too expensive, I think. Robert Poisson? I do enjoy him. Unfortunately, Hector Neris, we're not working with a lot of value, which is kind of tough to deal with. What about this guy? That moves it a little bit further. I mean, we could trade McCutcheon. No. Is there a pitcher that I have here? Jason Junk? Okay, trading this guy gets it across. So we can get Christian Moore, who's a nice little Angels prospect in real life. We can get him. We trade Hector Neris. And that should give us positive money now. Okay, so we do have at least have positive money. We'll see what happens in the arbitration deals. I don't know what's going to happen. Vita Blue to the Giants. Pedro finally chooses, and it's the Arizona Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals. A day to offer contracts. We're not going to. I'd like to. I can't afford it. Can't afford it. We keep on moving. What happens here? Today's the day to offer contracts. So Ian Gabao, or Gibbot, I don't know. He signs a contract with us. Arbitration, signs with Volpe, and they side with Garrett Clevenger and Kalenic, or they sign with us for Kalenic. Okay. So that is all of the arbitration deals done. Free agency's basically over. We have $4 million left. Oh, we're paying so much money, aren't we? We went crazy. That's the whole point. We're supposed to be going crazy. We were supposed to be going crazy. But remember, we can still trade Curtis Granderson at the deadline. We can trade a lot of these contracts if we need to. But I think we improved the bullpen, which is one of the big needs that we needed to do. So we keep on moving. Today's the final big board day. I do want to at least take a look at who's available still. We can't afford anybody, but there's still some big names available. What happens if these guys go unsigned? Is it just because other teams can't afford it? Is that why they're unsigned? Like other teams are low on money as well? Because the Cardinals, I know, spent a lot of money. Tomorrow's last day to renew contracts. What happens to these guys? I think they just go into free agency, like right here. Everybody's just in free agency. You can just offer them straight up contracts. That's hilarious. I don't know if this affects things or not. Today's spring training. Are they still in free agency? They're still in free agency. I think everybody just has no money anymore, which I've never come across that problem in a Legends series. Usually we're able to get all the guys that we want. That's kind of funny, actually. Sim to the regular season. Okay. We've gotten to the regular season. Free agency is still loaded with players. Guys that I like, guys that I would want on the team. We obviously don't have the money to pay them. Wait, can I offer this? Oh, I was going to say. I didn't think I would be able to offer it. What about if I go all the way down to the $4 million that I was projected to have? He's not going to be interested. I might have to turn the salary cap off. I don't know if I can do that from here. Once the series has already started. It's not like Madden or anything. I don't think I can. I think these guys are going to have to be in free agency for a year. It kind of sucks, but I'll take a look at it in the off-camera period and see what I can do. But we've made it to the regular season. This is what our lineup looks like. We're still a little short at shortstop, but I think Volpe can handle himself. The rest of the team definitely got improved. We added in big-time bats like Ryan Howard, so I'm excited about that. We brought back everybody else. I like it. We fixed a lot of the holes, especially the pitching holes that we had. So now Ubaldo's here. I want to fix this because Birdsong is not going to be up here, at least not for the start. He's not going to be up here. We're going to have the 5 starters, Pettit, Miller, Ubaldo, and Strahm. I want Tyler Rogers up here, though. Nolan Ryan, Clevenger. This guy's not going to be up here. Get off my team. And then Munoz, Gary Carter, Howard and Harper, Biggio, A-Rod and Joseph Ortiz, Colson, Montgomery, Volpe, Kalenic, and Bo. I'm okay with these guys being up. Didn't we add? Oh, we added Evan Carter. I'm okay with Evan Carter being up. And then John Kenzie, Big Christmas, and Jose Bautista. We need to add one more player to the big league roster, but I don't know who that extra player is. If we go to the bullpen, Strahm, Andrew Miller, we got a pretty solid bullpen right now. I guess we could add another arm if we want. We could add another arm because we got a good mix of lefties and righties, though. We could use an extra. We got 2 lefties, 3 lefties. We got 2 righties, 3. Okay, so we got 3 and 3. So we got a good mix of righties and lefties in the bullpen. We have 2 lefties and 3 righties in the starting rotation. So we got a good mix there as well. In the lineup, we got a good mix of lefties and righties. We're a pretty balanced team in terms of both sides of the plate and both sides of the mound, I guess. I don't know who that 26th spot goes to. Does it just go to another bullpen arm? I'd like to call up. I'd like to have Garrett Clevenger up here, but he's on waivers right now. I can't. He's just gonna not be on here anymore. So I don't know what this extra guy. Who's the extra guy gonna be? I guess we just save that spot for when Clevenger clears free agents or clears waivers, and we just add him. He's just the guy. So we simulate to our game. The Cardinals are already 0-2. The Cardinals went and spent all that money. Hold on. Where's the Cardinal roster at? The Cardinals went and spent all their money on Pedro Martinez and Willie Mays. These were their top 2 free agents, and they start the season 0-2. And Pedro gave up. He has a 4.5 ERA and 5 strikeouts in his first. He was the opening day starter, and he. What? You paid all that money? You're 0-2? Feels bad. Feels bad. Can I fire my scouts though? Okay, here we go. We can actually look at scouts now. All right. Oh, we don't have any money. We have 11,000, so we can't fire any scouts. Unless I think we get the money. Don't we get the money back from these guys? This guy is really good at scouting both position players and pitchers, but his efficiency is not very high. Is there a guy that is good at everything? This guy, Steven Larkin. Let's replace him with Chad Rodriguez. His efficiency is pretty good. I mean, we actually got decent scouts now that I think about it. We've got decent scouts. Eric Cannon looks also pretty good for position players. Maybe replace Kevin Perez. Can I do that? I can do that. Okay, so we just got a huge boost to position players. The discovery and the efficiency is really good on Eric Cannon. Maybe we replace you with somebody who's good at finding pitchers. Discovery of pitchers. Ooh, here we go. Boone Giles. Let's replace Chad Rodriguez. Yes. Now we're talking. So the efficiency of the pitchers is pretty good. I think we're gonna keep Dave Ramey. I think we're gonna keep those. I'm happy with those scouts. And then we obviously signed all of our guys. We got Chris Feliz. We talked about that. This team is right up against the wall, right up against the cap. We are actually over the cap. Actually, we're negative right now with all the different moves we've recently made. So we might have to send some people away just to get positive. Just to get positive. But we're not going to do that in today's episode. We're going to wrap it up right there, as next episode we'll have opening day with new starter Roger Clemens, who we paid a lot of money to get. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, I wanted to check. Are those guys still free agents? They are still free agents. I'll go through, do a little bit of experimenting, see if I can turn off the salary cap. I don't think I can, but I'll try. And if I can, then I will, because it's not really fair for those guys to be in free agency. They really shouldn't be. So if I have to turn off salary cap, I will. I'll just talk about it at the beginning of next episode, whether I can or can't. So keep an eye out for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.